It is Virtually Expo Day 2. Welcome, everyone, to our free league content for today. Just starting out, I want to thank everybody for joining us and tuning in. If you're watching this after the fact, that's fine. I would love to have everyone hit the subscribe button down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, and also hit that like button down below if you're a fan of free league games and especially Vaesen. Today we have Andres from Sweden Rolls.
Sweden Rolls
playing Vaesen.
We
Vaesen
sure are.
Is a you want to tell folks what Vaesen is all about? You'll probably do a better job than I will.
Well, I'm not too sure about that, Doug, but well, Vaesen was originally an art book by Johan Egerkrans called Nordiska Vaesen in Swedish and Vaesen in English. And the Free League Publishing made a role-playing game out of it. And it's set in the mythic north, kind of a 19th century that never was, or if you want to borrow something from the Tales from the Loop. It's like set in the late 1900s, late 1800s, late 19th century, and it's full of mythical creatures called Vaesen.
And some people can see them, and some people can't.
Yeah, exactly. In the game, you generally play characters that have the sight, that can see these Vaesen, and some of them are terrible monsters, and some of them are quite friendly if you just handle them correctly.
I will tell folks that this book is a beautiful, beautiful book. It just came out a few months, or actually I think less than a month ago. And if you would like to get a copy, or if you're interested in anything that you see here on this show, check out the link in the description of this video. During this weekend, you'll be able to get 10% off of your purchases if you use discount code UKGE, and then just put that in at checkout. That'll give you 10% off. And yeah, that's awesome. All right. I think that's going to do it for my intro. I'm going to be behind the scenes, so if anybody has any comments, questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. I will address them as we're live, and I'm going to bring on your guest. Here we go.
Hi.
Hey, Annalie.
Hey.
How are you doing?
All good. Thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We're playing Vaesen.
We are. I knew that, you know.
You know that? Okay, good. Damn. I gave away too much. No, we're playing Vaesen, and if you're wondering why there's only me and Annalie here, it's because we heard kind of late about this whole UK Game Expo thing happening. So with busy actors, with show calendars, and being out in the middle of the woods with no Wi-Fi and all kinds of problems.
So what he's basically saying is that I don't have a life. That's
no,
right.
I'm saying you are the creme de la creme of Sweden Rolls. You are the you're the superstar. So I mean, all we need is Annalie and the GM. That's all we need.
All right.
If you're hearing some music in the background, that is the Vaesen official soundtrack that I've composed and just finished, actually. Yesterday evening, I laid that small finishing touches on the last pieces of intros and outros. We'll try and have it on in the background if people comment that it doesn't sound good the way we do it right now, because we are adding the music live. So I'm going to be DJing as well as GMing simultaneously. So if the sound doesn't come through all that well, we'll turn it off, but we'll try and have it on for now. So a solo adventure playing Vaesen, and you are going to play a character that we created together just yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to tell us some things about Charlotte Lind.
Yeah. Well, she is almost 60 years old, and she is a professor at the University of Uppsala, specializing in, Vaesen and folklore.
Yeah. And what was it that made her choose that line of research, that field?
Well, she's always had the gift of seeing well, not always, to
Not
be honest.
always.
Something happened. Should I tell? She almost drowned when she was 8 years old, and since that day, she has been able to see Vaesens and mystical creatures.
Yeah, she has. And so that's why she chose the. Okay, we've got some comments that the sound isn't coming through all that well.
You know what? Just the music is awesome, but maybe we'll save it.
Let's try without music to see if the sound becomes better.
Yeah.
If people are, because we don't want to disturb the awesomeness of Anneli playing role-playing games with bad sound quality.
I can sing.
You can sing the whole adventure.
As I'm playing, I can sing. It will be a musical. Let that happen to you.
We'll do
Also, a note worth taking. She is a gorgeous, stunning woman. She is well, let's not say that she's not big boned. She's not she's a very, very heavy set gal, and she owns it.
A large woman, and that is awesome. She totally owns it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. So and she's in her almost 60, and she chose the field of folklore for research, and something more we want to tell the listeners about.
Well, from the woods of Vimmerby, Småland, she is, and she grew up with her family, father and mother, and older brother, and then she moved up to Uppsala to pursue her career.
And none of her family are alive because the mother and father died of old age, and the brother, I'm thinking, died in the last war that Sweden ever fought in, besides like UN forces in latter days. But the last official war in Sweden was over 200 years ago, 200 years ago, 2020. And what about the brother dying in that last war where the Swedish king went to war and won Norway from Denmark? How about that?
How about that? Yeah.
How about that? When he was quite young, so he's been gone for many years. Yeah. Well, shall we just jump into the Nordic mythic adventure, maybe? All right. Charlotte Lind is sitting on a train southbound from Uppsala by Stockholm and down to Småland, to Vimmerby, or Wimmerby as it's called on the map of the mythic north. She holds in her hands 2 letters, one from the faculty of Uppsala University, from the faculty of folklore and history research, and one from an old friend of hers called Ida Maria, who is from Vimmerby, and she still lives there. She's a childhood friend of Charlotte's. Okay, and she's looking at these 2 letters, and the letter from the faculty it has 2 feelings to it. One thing that the faculty is writing is that they are very appreciative of her intellect and her contribution to the faculty. Her immense research into folklore has benefited the faculty because they've been able to sell a lot of books on folklore, which is very hot in the late 19th century. So they're very appreciative of her intellect and her contribution to the research in the field of folklore. But they're also disapproving because Charlotte keeps on insisting that these many of these old folk tales are based on true events, that some of the Vaesen that the folklore is about actually are real. She claims to have seen them with her own eyes, but she has thus far failed to provide proof of their existence. And in the academic world, proof is everything. You can speculate as much as you want, but you need that proof to present it to the faculty. So the letter also rings of disapproval for her view that Vaesen actually are real. So what's her thought on this letter? Because she's told the faculty that she's going on one last research trip down to Vimmerby. She has heard some rumors down there that she wants to examine further. So she's told the faculty that this will be her last research trip. She's going to retire in a few months. So what are her thoughts on this first letter?
Well, as always, she's kind of tired of their disapproving of what her field of science. She thinks it's a bit annoying and old just to still keep on questioning what she knows inside of her heart and soul. So basically, she doesn't mind. She's doing her own thing. She's doing this one more time just to get that out of her system. Also, it's getting home. It's where she grew up. So there's a lot of mixed feelings to go back home.
And the reason she's going back home and the reason she's doing this last research trip is the second letter, the letter from her childhood friend, Ida Maria, who is writing to her that the village is not doing well. The milk from the cows are failing. And she asks her old childhood friend to come back home to Vimmerby to maybe set things right or find out the truth behind this milk shortage that they're suffering from. The milks aren't giving any more milk, basically. And in this period of time, milk is essential for the farms and the farmers. If you don't get that milk, you don't get enough sustenance to survive. So at this period of time, some people have already started to emigrate to America. And there's also in Sweden in this time a lot of urbanization going on. Many people are leaving the countryside for the mostly Stockholm, but also some of the other bigger cities like Uppsala, Gothenburg, and Malmö. And she fears that the whole village, the whole socken, which is the area of Vimmerby, will be abandoned if someone doesn't find a way to set things right. So she's looking at this letter as well, which has led her to take on this journey south, back home. And what are her thoughts about returning home, about seeing Ida Maria again, and going back to where it all began for her?
Of course, it's nice to come back home, even though the feelings are mixed. It's going to be nice to see her old friend Ida Maria again. Of course, it was a long time that she left. She hasn't been home since then. So this is a very special trip for her. Also, a little bit nervous to see how she will react. I mean, she's planning to see her childhood home, the little cabin where she grew up. Maybe also visiting the lake where she had this traumatizing event when she almost drowned.
Yeah, exactly. Her memories of that are somewhat faded because it was a horrifying event, and children have an ability to kind of like put that in the back of their head somewhere where it's not easy accessible. And it's also been like 50 years since.
Yeah.
But yeah, she almost drowned in the lake, and a teenage girl, like a girl called Magdalena, who was about 10 years older than Charlotte, pulled her out of the lake and saved her life, kept her warm, and then brought her home to her parents. That's about what she remembers from that event. But she also remembers that from that day on, she was able to see Vaesen. She was able to see these monsters, these creatures that are not of this world. And if she went to the cemetery, to the graveyard, she saw strange creatures there, wolf-like creatures there, and there were some ravens that started talking to her sometimes, and she saw spirits of deceased villagers. And if she went out deep into the woods, she could see trolls and other Vaesen out there. So that led her to leave her childhood home of Vimmerby and go to the big city of Stockholm, and then from there on up to Uppsala, where she started studying at the university. But that was also kind of an unconventional way of doing that, wasn't it, Anneli?
Yeah. She came from a very poor family, and she knew that it wouldn't be easy to just wander into the university saying, "Hey, I want to study here, so what do we do?" That wouldn't be easy. So she heard a rumor about this noble daughter from a very, very rich family that went missing, and she was about the same age. And this happened a couple of years back, before she even came to Uppsala. So she felt, hey, why not try? And
And she tried.
She tried.
And she succeeded.
Yeah.
In fooling this noble family of Ehrensvärd, that she was indeed the lost daughter Amanda Ehrensvärd. So that's been her name for many years. But since she's going back to Vimmerby, when we're playing the game, we're calling her by her childhood name, Charlotte Lind. Yeah. So the train ride takes a while, takes about half a day, or it's late 1800. Yeah, maybe like a day.
A little bit more, I think.
More like a day. So she took a very early morning train and arrives late afternoon, early evening to Vimmerby train station. And as she exits the train, taking these heavy steps, heavy in two ways, both because she is a very heavy-set woman, but also because the steps are heavy because she's returning home for the first time in 50 years. And the village of Vimmerby has turned from a village to a small town. And a lot of things happens to a village in 50 years of time back then. And she looks around and maybe we should make the first roll here.
Yay.
We make the first roll of the game?
Sure, I do.
I'd say this would be an observation roll because it's more with empathy than with logic. So
checking here. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. One success.
One success. Great. That's all you needed. Because as you step off the train, she's kind of senses. It's nothing that you can put a finger on, but it's just that feeling that something's wrong, something's off. People are looking at each other with suspicion in their eyes. And as the train pulls in, and she's the only one exiting the train, and people's eyes turn to her, and it's suspicion, and she would say almost hostility. From a general feeling from the public, not from one individual specifically, but from like a general feeling. She does not feel welcomed.
Oh, I see.
And this feeling, it stays with her as she walks through the town and starts walking out to the farm of Ida Maria, which is where she's going first. And she arrives there, and it's a small cottage with some smoke rising up from the chimney slowly. It's a farm in the middle of the deep, deep forest of Småland. And around the cottage, they've cleared a small field where she can grow some crops. And there's also a small barn adjacent to the cottage where Charlotte would guess that she would keep maybe a few animals.
So as she's getting closer to the house, she shouts out, "Ida Maria! Ida Maria! It's me! Guess who it is?"
And the door opens to the cottage, and out steps you've both aged 50 years, but there's not much of a doubt in either of your eyes on who you are looking at. This is your old friend, Ida Maria. So she's quite a tall woman with long gray hair, tied up with a shawl that covers her head and hair. Very common in Sweden in these days. She has red and green clothes, blue eyes, and she looks at you and she says, "Charlotte, is that you?" "Yes,
Well,
it's you." "Yeah, it's been so many years. We've written a few letters, but to see you with my own eyes again, it's just come in, have some coffee."
might have changed a little bit, but here I am. So nice to see you again.
"Yeah, come in. The days are bad, but it's you're sure a sight for sore eyes."
The days are always bad, but that's okay. I'm here now. Let's see what I can do. And she pulls out one of the chairs and she sits down majestically on it. Also, she is wearing a black dress. It's a dress that you can see that she has it kind of good. She has long gray hair, but it's in a little bundle up on her head, and she has green eyes, and she looks very nice. She sits down and she's like, "Oh, that was a long train ride indeed. It was. Ida Maria, do you have like water or something like that?"
"Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah, sure.
Thank you, old friend.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Here you go, old friend." And she pours you a mug. And she sits down, like joints creaking, and pours you both some coffee. "Well, how is everything? Are you coming back now, or are you just here for the troubles?"
As I told you in my last letter, I'm coming back one last time. I need to see this whole place before I retire and before I get too old to travel. So yes,
I see.
I'm here to have a look at What's going on here?
Yes. Well, as I
Situation
wrote
with
you,
the milk.
the milk. It's the cows. They're not giving any milk
I
anymore.
think. So why do you think that is?
It's very strange, and it's almost like a curse has been laid upon the entire village. It's just and it's only here. We've had some people travel to neighboring villages and no problem with their milk. It's just
Why
here.
don't you just go to the neighboring village and get the milk from there?
You know, have you seen my cottage? Do I look like a rich woman like yourself?
Well, you got 2 legs. You can walk over the. Sure, I understand. Okay, when did this start?
It started about a month ago, I would say.
Anything specific led to it, or was it just poof one day from the other?
I would say it was like one farm and then the next and then the next and then the next. Was it now? I think it was the fourth one to get hit by this. It's I can't tell you. I'm really struggling here to survive, actually.
Is old Anders still the veterinarian? Because he was when I left. I guess he must be. No, maybe his son took over. Has somebody looked at the cows?
Yeah, the cows. It's something wrong with their udders. And here me, Andreas, the Swede. I think it's called udder. The juver spenar, where the milk comes from, where you pull the milk. I think it's called udder from Google Translate.
Oh, thanks, Google.
Excellent. No, there are some wounds on the udder.
Wounds?
Yeah, some
On the cows?
small wounds on the udders. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange.
Is it only there, or is it on the whole cow? I mean, I guess I have to go see them.
Yeah, let's go. It's best we go have a look, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. She chugs her coffee and leads you out to the barn next to the cottage. And you see 2 cows in there, and yeah, maybe another role then.
Sure.
An investigation role.
Okay.
That's your thing, or one of your things.
Okay, so 2 successes.
2 successes. 2 successes indeed. Okay, that means that you do indeed see the small wounds on the udder. And with 2 successes, I'd say that you would probably think that they might perhaps be teeth mark.
Oh,
Small wounds from some kind of creature's teeth.
Yeah.
And you also notice small wounds on the back legs, the hind legs of the cows. So small, so small. It's hard to. They're very hard to find, but you do find them.
Okay.
And you also find in a corner a strange, like cream white, cream yellow colored goo.
Ew.
It's some icky goo there on the corner. It does not look natural at all.
Okay. Sure. So Charlotte, she takes a closer look. She bends slightly over to see the animals and the little bite marks, and she rises up and she says, "Well, clearly somebody has been biting these poor cows. Oh, sorry, Rosa. She's a pretty cow.
You don't think it's just mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes wouldn't do this. I can tell you that."
Okay, if you say you are the learned expert, you are the professor, after all.
I am, but what was that in the corner there? What is that? And she points to the goo, the pile of goo.
Ew. What's it? Ew.
Okay, I get it. You don't like the smell, neither do I. But what is it?
How would I know? First time I've seen it.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
Do you wanna go up to it and
Yes,
poke
of
it a bit?
course. Investigate it. What is this?
Yeah, you've never seen this substance before ever in your life. It's very strange. It's like yeah, the texture of it seems like porridge-ish, a bit firmer than porridge. The color is, like I said, like a bright yellow, cream colored ish color to it. And
Okay.
it's about as large as a small child's fist.
Okay. So she goes over there and she with some effort picks a little bit of it up in her hand, and she does what I and Lee would never do. She tastes it.
Oh, she picks up a bit and then with her pinky dips it in and just like,
Exactly.
okay.
That was not my best meal ever.
It is the most horrid thing you've ever eaten or ever tasted. It tastes like it tastes like a mixture of puke and poo.
Okay, so she's not that cool. She's not like, that's not the best thing I ever tasted. She doesn't say anything. Her expression tells it all. She looks disgusted beyond her wildest fantasies. Like, and she, of course,
flings it away.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she turns to her friend and she says, well, this is clearly nothing. Nothing that this is not natural.
No, clearly not natural. It's very strange. It's like a curse or something. I'm not sure what it could
It's
be.
a curse. It's a curse, all right. It's something I yeah. Is this substance also in the other yards, in the other farm?
I've not been there to look thoroughly. I haven't made an examination of the other places, but yeah, you might go to the neighboring farms and see, perhaps.
That's my whole plan. It might take a while, though. If I remember it correctly, it's kind of far, but I'll walk. You want to come with, or you want to stay?
I can come with you if you wish so.
Okay,
Yes.
good, because you can
No
show me the way. I mean, I think I remember the way, but still, 50 years ago.
Yes, indeed. And she leads you through a forest path leading to the neighboring farmstead. And it's very similar. I mean, back in those days, people generally built the houses quite in the same way because it was often a communal effort. People helped to build each other's houses, and so it looks quite similar. And indeed, you find the same evidence there. You see the wounds on the udder and the hind legs now that you know what to look for, and you also find this substance there as well, the icky goo.
Yes.
And the same with the following two farms that you go to.
Okay.
And she asks you after like the third one, what do you make of this, Charlotte? You're the expert, you're the academic. You should know.
I should know. Well, it takes a while for me to. I have to sit in my own chamber and just have
In your own chamber in Uppsala?
No, I'm not going back and think. No, I'm. Accommodate me, please, old friend, and I will sleep on it, and I will think. I will see what I can make of this.
All right then. And you return to her home, and she gives you some dinner. And you start rummaging through a book or two that you brought. with folk tales and folklore information. So I would like a learning roll from you now, please.
Okay. Well, 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah.
That's what you needed. You find some entries about a creature called mjölkhare, milk hare, and not hair that you have on your head, like a hare. It's like a rabbit. Yeah. Milk hare, which is a creature that is summoned from the other side to steal milk.
Sounds like
and it often leaves this kind of what you found was probably its might be its excrement.
Oh, I thought you were going to say poo.
Yeah, poo or excrement. But you're a scientist after all, so excrement would be the
Just like, this is shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So does she find any information in the books on how to get it to stop what it's doing? This milk hare?
No, sadly, she does not. That is something that she needs. You would have needed 3 successes to get some more clues on how to stop it, how to find it, how to, yeah, that's the way. And yeah, so you found out what kind of Vaesen it is. It's been summoned, and it's a it's been summoned by someone to steal milk.
Okay.
Yeah. But you need to investigate further to get more clues on how to stop it and where it could have come from and stuff like that.
Is there anyone who knows things like this around the village?
Do you ask? Does she ask Ida Maria this?
She can.
Because you haven't been here for 50 years, you have no clue.
No, of course not. So they're having breakfast.
But you know that generally, of course, there's some kind of old wise lady living in a cabin in the woods somewhere, who you can go to for information. Sometimes that's common knowledge.
Yeah, so that's what she wants to do, but she doesn't know the name of the current one.
Okay.
How could she know? She's been away for 50 years, man.
Yeah. Well, yes, you want to see the old crow, you do.
You call her the old crow?
Yeah,
that's very nice.
It's called in the village, the old crow. She lives in a cabin on the west side.
Mm-hmm.
In the outside the town, a mile or 2.
And she knows about things like these. Because my books, let me tell you, they have the answers to a lot of things, but I guess I brought the wrong books with me. I never heard about a creature like this.
No, neither have I. No, but it's from what you've read, the passage you read, it sounds fitting. It sounds like it could be a match.
Yeah. So let's find this crow. Could you please show me the way to her cabin?
Yes, of course I can. Yes, of course.
Thank you.
And I do think we actually need to hurry because the villagers are kind of blaming this on her. And there's been talk of doing something about it. If I should say so.
That's not a good century for very intelligent.
Yeah, there's been worse, but it's it's still kind of bad. Do you want to go straight to her, or do you want to find out some more stuff about her first?
Let's find out on the way. Let's go there and I want to go there and ask her if she knows stuff. Okay, so
first you said find out on the way, and then you said go straight there. Which is it?
Yeah. Just go straight there. Yeah.
Just go straight there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the Anneli style of playing. Just Just go there already. Let's do it. Let's.
Yeah, I was like, come on, why are
happen.
you standing around strategizing? Come on, let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Mm. So you want to go to the Old Crow's cabin? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's about half an hour walk.
Oh, that's close.
And you reach it, and this cabin is very old, and it's quite run down as well. It doesn't seem to have been fixed up in decades.
Oh.
The wind is probably coming through the walls quite a bit, and the winter cold as well. But now it's autumn, so it's still, it's an autumn evening in Sweden, so it's kind of chilly, but this cabin should be able to keep out most of the autumn chills for now. But come winter, it will be cold in that cabin for sure. Yeah. How do you want to approach this?
Well, I mean, her friend wouldn't show her to the cabin if this woman would be dangerous.
Well, she doesn't show you all the way. She stays like 200 meters, like 500 feet away, just like, it's over there. I'm just gonna wait here, okay? And I'm maybe back up a bit. Perhaps you can find me by that big oak tree when you're finished, okay?
Why don't you want to come with me?
She can cast spells, and
Oh,
I don't know. It's I'll be over here, okay? I'll be over here.
I don't remember you being this much of a scaredy cat now. But sure. Why not?
With
You can stay here. Sorry.
With age comes wisdom.
Well, then you should age a little bit more than to judge somebody by rumors. But you can stay here, old friend. I'm not judging you. I will go there. I will go up there myself.
She looks ashamed, but she stays.
So Charlotte, she goes up to the little cabin and she knocks on the door.
Yes. Yeah, fuck yeah. That's my witch voice, okay? Ida Maria turned out to be a bit cronier than I was planning.
Yeah.
So now the witch, this is her, okay?
She was exactly that high pitched. No, but so she after that very small and dainty, yes, she says, "My name is Charlotte Lind, and I traveled all the way from Uppsala to see you about the situation with the loss of the cooperating cows. Would you please let me in?"
You may enter.
"Why, thank you." She opens the door, this brave woman, and she goes in.
Yeah, she goes
Takes a look around.
Dark cabin. It's only lit by one single candle on a small table next to a rocking chair, a creaking rocking chair where this old crow is sitting. Very thin and spidery. Yes, she has these hands, these fingers that are long and, knotiga, what's that called in English? Thin, long, skinny fingers. Long, unkempt hair, completely white. She looks, a bit older than you. And she's had it rough, for sure. And apart from this one candle on the table, the cabin is clothed in darkness. But you can feel more than see, like stuff hanging from the roof, like skulls from animals and like these these things that move with the wind and turn like a spiral, and these other things that move with the wind where a wooden circle in the middle hits tubes of different lengths to create different notes.
Is there to find out if this place is good or bad. I mean, she just stepped in there, but
You want to make an observation roll to see if it feels menacing?
yes, please.
Okay, well, go ahead.
No successes.
No successes. Do you want to push it and take a condition?
No, I don't think so. Oh, maybe it's good. No.
Okay.
No conditions.
Yeah, she enters and she gets this eerie feeling in her stomach. This place feels extremely menacing. She's probably entering with fear for her life, more or less.
Oh dear. Okay.
So she has to really steel herself to take these few steps, and she probably like bangs her head, and as she looks up she only sees the shadows of a wild boar's skull just turning towards her like it doesn't make a sound like that, but you know what
Yeah, because it's dead. So it's
yeah,
dead.
but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's just like movie slowly, like turning, spinning on its thread towards her as she hits.
Very good sound effect. Yeah. Well, Charlotte sounds more confident than she is in this situation. She learned that while like disputing on in the university in the sittings. So she sounds more confident than she is right now. When she comes in, she tries to make herself a little bit smaller and not that like intimidating that she could be. So she also shrugs a bit because the situation is daunting, and she says, I'm sorry to disturb you this lovely evening, but are you the one they call the Crow?
Yes, that's me. I am called the Old Crow.
Oh.
Come closer, child.
Oh, a child. That was a long time. I was called a child, but sure. Oh, yes.
When last I saw you, you were a child.
We met before.
You have been away for a long time, child.
I have. I have been away for 50 years.
Writing many stories. Indeed.
Stories, yeah. I reckon so.
And the smell of incense is like thick in the air. They're almost like stingy to your nostrils. What brings you back after so long?
Well, I was actually called here to help out with the situation with the farms. You see, the cows who are not giving milk. Some say, rumors it might be, that you might have something to do with it. I don't think that you have, but I want to try to rule out the. Also, I know that it is the. I know that I study. I'm actually a professor of the field.
I am aware.
You are. Oh, okay. So, milk hare. Do you know anything about the creature known as the milk hare?
The milk hare. Summoned to steal milk. Indeed.
Yes, that would be the one.
I do know of such a creature.
Do you know how to stop it from what it's doing?
It is told that many creatures that are summoned thus can only be killed with silver bullets.
Oh. Is that the only way? Or is there anything else that could be done? And also, where do I find it? How do I? It's actually one of the creatures that I haven't come across in my studies, which is very rare.
Yes, very rare indeed for a learned lady such as yourself.
Yes.
No, I do not know how to find this creature. It is incredibly fast, though. So if you do see it, you best be prepared for the pistol and some bullets. You are likely not to get a second chance.
Well, a good point that is. I will see to it that I will get a gun into my possessions and some silver bullets. I thank you so much for this help with this information, Miss Crow. Is there any other name that I can call you, just as a token of respect to you and your wisdom?
Do you not remember me, child?
I'm very sorry. I don't.
I was once called Magdalena.
That was the girl.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry. Great way to ruin an emotional scene like that, talking simultaneously.
How could you? Oh. No, but she takes a closer look. Charlotte takes a closer look at Magdalena, also called the Crow. She takes a closer look, and she suddenly distinguishes a small, just a small fraction of a memory of the girl who actually saved her life.
Yeah.
And she says, "You're the Magdalena who helped me that day in the lake."
I am, child. Do you remember the lake?
How could I forget? It was the worst day, but also the best day of my life. You see, ever since that day, I've seen different sorts of Vaesen, spirits, trolls.
You've gained the sight. I know. I remember.
Yes.
I have also had that sight for many, many a long years.
I understand. We are kindred through that terrible moment. And I'm forever grateful for what you did. And if there's anything I could do for you, I see that this cabin has seen its best days. Is there anything I can do?
It has indeed, yes. No, there's not much you can do for old Magdalena anymore. My time will soon come anyway.
Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find me. If you know all about me, you know my work and everything. So I'm sure that you can get a hold of me if you would like to.
Indeed, I can. And you come to a certain realization of, this being Magdalena, the woman who saved your life that many years ago, and her getting blamed for the whole situation makes this whole thing personal for you in a whole another way, like on another level.
Yes, indeed.
Is there anything more you want to say to her?
Well, she says, I heard that the people in the village are blaming you for what's happening with the cows and just.
So they always do.
It's what they always do. But if there's anything, I mean, I will of course defend your honor, and I will explain to them what is going on. And if I hear anybody if anybody tries to do anything against you and your person, they will have to deal with me.
Thank you, child. That's most kind of you.
It's the least I can do. Now I have to go and see to it so I can get my hands on a pistol and some silver bullets. Thank you again for your help, Magdalena.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you. And she leaves the cabin.
All right. Okay, so now she's found out how to stop it.
Yeah.
That's one clue. That's one of the clues you needed to solve this mystery. But she still needs some more clues. She needs to know how to find it. She needs to know how to stop it, and
Find it, catch it, stop it. Yes.
yeah, and maybe stop whoever's behind it as well. Because this creature has been summoned.
Yeah. Somebody. Yeah.
And also, of course, the matter of getting some proof and acquitting Magdalena in some way would also be good.
Yeah. Will give her peace of mind. So, what to do next?
Next,
Is there a weapons?
a weapons shop. This is not D&D. No, there's not.
Yeah. I'm still in D&D mode.
There's no Herkas trading post either.
Oh, okay. You wanted to go shopping. Okay, but maybe her friend has like an old what was it called? The really old pistols, the guns, with the what's it called? What is it?
Like the flintlock pistols.
Yes. Maybe she can ask her. I mean, people in these times almost always had something to defend themselves with. Cabins. So she goes up to she's out of the cabin, and her friend is waiting by the oak, which
like
is
peeking behind the oak, like.
Yes. So she says, "You can come out now. It's all good.
Is it safe?
It's more than safe. It's more than safe."
Good.
You probably knew. Did you know that this is the woman known as the Crow is actually Magdalena? Do you remember?
Oh, so many years ago, Magdalena. She's been called the Old Crow for so many years. I
That was
don't
old
remember.
Olaf and old Birgitta's youngest daughter. Up on the hill, remember? She was the one who saved me that day.
Was she indeed?
Yes.
Was she indeed?
So, the fear you have for her, I don't want you to ever have that again, because it's just uncalled for, and it's rude. She's a woman of great.
If you say so, if you say so, I trust your judgment.
Tell your friends.
You're the professor, after all.
I am, and tell everybody you know about this. And if there's anything that they want to say about it, they can just come right up to me. They have to deal with me. What I need from you now is that I need. Do you have a gun of some sort?
A gun?
Yes.
What do you need a gun for?
Well, everybody needs a gun sometimes. Don't question my motives here, old
Charlotte,
friend.
get her gun.
Charlotte gets her gun.
Well, I'm not sure if I have. And actually, yeah, she says. Well, what do you know? Do you know my son? He used to go to your place after you had left, and rummage through your old cabin.
Why did you want to go in and rummage on my old cabin?
Now, my son.
Yes.
He went there because it was empty and abandoned, and there were so many tales about your dead brother. You and he managed to find an old flintlock gun in your old cabin. I think I might still have it in a chest somewhere. We could check it out.
It does
We
belong
could go
to
look
me.
for it.
Sure, that would be perfect. I also need some silver bullets. You don't have those, I guess.
No, I'm afraid not.
But is there? Of course, there's a smithy around.
Oh, of course, old Jonas.
Oh, is that the son of Sven?
Yes.
Who took it over? Oh,
Yeah. Sven, the son of Jonas, the son of Sven. Yes.
Yeah, everybody has the same name nowadays. Okay, so well, I need to go there, and I need to go to the smithy and see if I can get some of the silver bullets.
All right then.
Meet me there with if you could find the flint gun, it would be fantastic, because this is, you see, what I have to have in case I see the milk hare.
All right. So you want to split up? So she goes and gets the gun and then meets you in the smithy, which is in town. And I'm thinking maybe we could. There's a rule for advantage here. If you have something that can give you advantage, and I'm thinking maybe Ida Maria could be your advantage for this scenario.
Yeah.
So if in some way you want to have her help on one roll during the scenario, you could say that you want to use the advantage from Ida Maria and get +2 on a roll.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And even if she's not there, if it's credible that she might like physically actually be able to arrive like in the nick of time, then she could just arrive at a scene where she's not really at. Okay? So you go to the smithy and she goes back to find the flintlock gun.
Okay.
And as you come into town, because it's been a few hours now since you arrived, you've done some examinations and you've done some talking and a lot of walking. So I'd say it's about 10 in the evening by now.
Oh.
It's
yes,
it's full nighttime. It's very, very dark. And she's walking through the woods back to town, and yeah, she just feels eyes on her all the time. She looks to her left and she thinks, maybe was that a troll over there? She looks to her left, was that a nisse or a vette, a vettir? And she remembers very clearly why she left the woods of Småland and Vimmerby. Because there are Vaesen everywhere here.
And she calls out, "Don't think that I don't know that you're here. I feel you and I see you." Because she wants them to know.
She knows. Yeah. Okay, so it's a scary long trek back to the village, but she's an academic. She knows the stars, and luckily it's a cloud-free sky, and she can navigate eastwards into town with help from the stars.
Cool.
And she reaches the village, and it's very hostile here. People are looking at her with anger in their eyes and like open suspicion, and it's not a friendly place.
Oh. So she says to herself, "Well, this place used to be a lot nicer 50 years ago. Looked nicer too, nicer people. I don't know what happened to this place. Maybe I left."
Yeah, well, and then she also, of course, realizes like a very small rural village town like this, all of a sudden losing a lot of its food, would probably, I mean, that would raise
Well, add
especially
to the-
suspicion. Yeah, suspicion against strangers. You know, a lot of places have this suspicion against strangers really built into their core, and this kind of thing really, it doesn't help. Everyone thinking that there's some kind of curse on the place.
Yeah.
But you hear the ringing of hammer on anvil. Apparently, the smith, Jonas, was it, right?
Yes. Son of
Yes,
Sven.
Jonas. Yes, son of Sven. Is working late for some reason.
Oh, perfect. So she follows the sound and she approaches the smithy, and it's very the fire from it really lights up the whole cabin. Can I call it a smithy cabin?
Yeah, I guess.
And it looks in all the like hostile evening lights. This looks actually a little bit warmer and nicer. Maybe it's not, but it at least looks a little bit more welcoming with the fire shadows around from it. So she clears her throat in the doorway, like.
And the smith stops hammering, looks up towards you. Yes, what can I do for you? What do you want?
I'm Charlotte Lind, and I would like to purchase some silver bullets from you.
Purchase silver bullets?
Yes, please.
Do I look like Lord Tilgren up there? I don't have no silver.
Well, so who does then? Jonas, is it?
Jonas, yes, that's me.
Yes. I remember your father. Is he Sven? Is he still around?
No. Sadly, he passed a couple of years back.
I'm sad to hear that. We were good friends back when. You see, I'm from around here, and
I never
I've been
seen you
away.
before.
No, I've been away for 50 years, so you weren't even born then. You weren't even a glimpse in your father's eye. So you see, I'm from around. I'm not a stranger. Well, for you, of course, I might be a stranger, but I'm not. I'm a daughter of the village, you might say, and I'm back. And I need some silver bullets.
Why are you back then?
I'm here to help with the situation with the cows. They're not giving milk.
I know that.
Yes. You see, I'm kind of an expert when it comes to these sorts of matters, and I'm here to help out with that situation. That's all you need to know. Would you please accommodate me?
Well, the situation is about to be solved pretty soon. When we burn the witch tonight at midnight.
You're gonna. This is that is just not. That would not help the situation. An innocent woman like that, Magdalena, the one that you call the old crow, she is a very educated woman with lots of knowledge. And nobody will lay a hand on her. That person will have to go through me.
Well, then we'll go through you.
Well, you
Maybe
can
we'll
always
burn you
try.
with her.
Oh, that's fantastic. See here, little man. What you need to know is that it is a Vaesen who is doing this to the cows. There is somebody summoned the Vaesen, the milk
the
hare.
witch. She done did it.
No, she didn't.
How
She did
do you
not.
know that, stranger?
I have proof.
Show
Have
me.
you heard about the yellow and white goo that is in the stable? Have you heard about those? The stables of the farms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That.
And there ain't no goo at her place. That's why she must have summoned it.
You based your logic on that.
Ain't her no better logic from you.
Well, that white goo is spillage from the milk hair. And I know that for a fact. I smelled it, and I even... Let's just say I smelled it. And I
If
know
you
it's
say
from the milk hair.
so, but she done summoned it.
She didn't.
We'll see. We'll burn her tonight, and then all our problems will go away.
That's what you're thinking. You will just get more problems. The person who summoned this will summon something else, and your whole village will...
Get out of my smithy,
Oh,
or I'll throw you out.
you'll call me out? A
Throw
woman
me out.
like me. You will throw? Oh, honey, you can just try and move me. Okay? If I stand somewhere, that's where I stand.
He moves up to you,
Yeah?
slowly,
Mm-hmm.
hammer in hand.
Mm-hmm.
One step at a time.
Okay. Is there anything I could do to... I mean, she wants to... she wants to give him a good old shove. Like she doesn't want to hurt
shove?
him. Yeah, like so he hits the wall or something like that. Just
She wants to
show...
shove him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be close combat.
Yeah.
Do you know how bad you are at close combat?
I know, but I mean, she can't just
Okay,
take
yeah,
this
sure,
shit
yeah.
from him. She needs to do something. I know, it's really bad, but hey,
All right.
this is a good time. Can I get the help from the friend here?
Well, she wouldn't have had time to. I mean, you've only had your discussion for like 2 minutes, and she's going another way to get the pistol and get back. So no, not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, she just needs a kind of a weak shove to
I'm guessing you don't want to get into a fight with this guy.
No, but he deserves it.
Yeah. So we're just gonna make a single opposed roll, and whoever gets the most successes manage to shove the other one. So either he throws you out, or she shoves him back.
Okay. Sounds good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Roll your 2 dice.
Yes, I did, and I got one success.
You got 1 success.
Yes.
Okay. That means because I roll shit, as I always do when I'm the GM, I got a success as well, so it's a tie.
It's a tie? So what happens? Do I have to do it again?
You basically just...
Like
you just now you go back. Now you go back. Yeah. And after like 10, 15 seconds of that, his grip on his hammer tightens, and he's like, you get out now, or there's big trouble.
Okay, just for this time, but you're on my list. I got my eyes on you. You're one of the...
I got my eyes on you, believe you me.
Yeah, your father will be very, very sad. He's turning in his grave right now to see how you... I have no more words for you. Oh. And she leaves. She storms out from the smithy.
Yeah. All right. So the smithy is kind of a... it's kind of a shut door now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the silver bullets, maybe not the what you need to pursue right now. Maybe you need to pursue other things.
Yeah.
Because I mean, silver bullets, they don't exist. Someone has to make them.
Yeah.
You know. And the smithy, you've just antagonized the hell out of him.
Yeah.
So that's a big no-no.
What's so rude? Yeah. Okay. So I mean, her priority now is to help Magdalena. So.
Yeah. And the only way she can do that is to provide proof that there's someone else that has summoned the milk hair.
I mean, that's from the world of the university. You always have to have proof of everything, proof and source. So.
Sure.
Used to that.
Yeah. So where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Is there anyone who knows, anyone else who would have the motive to do something like this? Well,
Often a motive behind some stuff like this.
sorry?
There's often some kind of motive behind stuff like this.
So I mean, is there like a very wealthy, like in Swedish it's called patron or greve, like a count or something,
like a local lord.
Local lord who would like to have the village for sowing ground or something like this. So, is there anything like that?
There is a local lord. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There's a manor, Fredensborg Manor, where the like a retired cavalry captain Tillgren lives.
Okay, so maybe if she, but just to take a wide chance, like, oh, maybe he's the one. But I mean, he would know what's going on in the town. He would know.
Yeah, he would.
So yeah. Why not?
He might have a library that you could look in.
Oh yes, that's good. Yeah.
Well, like if someone here would have a library, they would be the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not just have a library like that? So yeah. So she goes to the manor.
All right. The manor lies to the.
It's nighttime. Maybe she should. I mean, it would be kind of strange in the middle of the night, but time is of the essence. You know what? She's going there. Yes.
She's going there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thinking out loud here.
Okay. She does calculate a bit and realizes that it will be an hour there and an hour back. So going there would, like walking there would be an hour there, an hour back. And it's 10 o'clock and they're going to burn the witch at midnight.
Oh, shoot. Something that is effective time-wise. I don't know, really. I don't know. Any suggestions?
Suggestions? Yeah, you're the player. You're the player.
I know.
You're the player. You need clues on how to stop this particular kind of Vaesen. You need clues on, like, you need more info on this Vaesen. You got some from your learning role, but you need some more clues. You know how to stop it. You need to know how to find it, and need some kind of proof on who summoned it.
Yeah.
And you need, that's what you need. And where can you go to find info on like Vaesen? One option is the library, yes, but it's quite far.
It'll take time. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. But
I mean, that's an hour there, an hour back walking.
Yeah, but not, well, if she doesn't walk, then is there because she knows how to ride, is there like a horse just standing around?
You want to steal a horse?
Yes, just to get there fast. And also my camera is acting up here, sorry.
Oh, you're going to steal a horse?
Can I?
Yeah, you can certainly try. That would be a stealth roll. Another one of your excellent skills where you have 2 dice total.
It's not that stealthy. But hey, can she get help from her friend here?
Okay, yeah, sure. But that's your help. That's your advantage for this scenario. As she's walking around the town, like, okay, where can I go? How can I do this? She sees Ida Maria coming into town, walking towards the smithy, where you said that you would meet her.
Ida Maria, I need your help. I need your help.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Weren't you supposed to meet at the smithies? Oh, here's the flintlock gun.
Thank you so much, but well, is it? I didn't get the bullets, but are there ordinary bullets in it right now?
No bullets at all.
Empty. Okay, that's too bad. That would have to wait. We have to save Magdalena. They are accusing her of they're gonna burn her. We need to help.
Yes,
And,
I knew they were blaming her, but I didn't know they were going to burn her.
They are. And just at nightfall, and we need to help. And I need to go. You need to help me find a horse so I can ride up to the big old manor.
You're gonna buy a horse?
No, I don't want to buy a horse. I just need to borrow it for a second.
Want to borrow a horse?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if old Frida maybe has a horse she can lend us.
And okay, thank you so much.
And you go to Frida's house.
All right.
And of course, this is someone she knows. And now we're going to borrow the horse. So now that's not going to be a stealth roll. It's going to be a manipulation roll.
Oh, that's better. That's so much better.
not that much better, but yeah, including the help dice, it's 6 die.
Yeah, so I mean that's
6 dice as well,
extra.
at least. Yeah. So how do you want to approach this? You want to borrow a horse from a woman you've never met before?
Yes, because she knows my friend, and my friend will vouch for me.
Frida, open, please, open. We need your help. And a woman in her 30s opens the door. She looks out. Oh, Ida Maria, hey. Hello.
Hello, very nice to meet you. It's a matter of an emergency, and I would need to borrow a horse from you. Please don't ask any questions. I will just need to do this right now. My friend will vouch for me. She's an old friend of mine. Tell her, Ida Maria, tell her.
Yes, it's very important. It's very important indeed. Make the manipulation roll.
Okay. No successes.
No successes. Do you want to push it and take a condition?
Yes, I think that would be a good idea.
Okay, which condition do you take? Angry, frightened, hopeless?
Not hopeless. Angry.
Maybe angry? Okay, she's a bit angry now. Yeah, she's upset. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that gives me at least one meager success.
One meager success.
Yeah, yes, but still, it's a success.
Mm-hmm. It is a success, yes. And you have help from your friend who's borrowing from a friend. So one success is all you need.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, we have old Brunte over there.
Of course. The cow is
all Swedish horses are called Brunte.
And this is Brunte, yes. Okay, yeah.
Yes, you may borrow him.
Hmm? Thank you so much. Thank you.
You saddle up.
Strong.
And you.
Strong horse is good.
Yeah. And you sit up and you gallop off into the night.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's the road to the manor from the village is quite a good road, fortunately, and there's no clouds. There's some light from the stars, and you gallop to the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you reach it in just like 15-20 minutes.
Okay, so yes.
Or let's say like this. I mean, anyone can ride, but if you want to gallop a horse in the night, that's an agility roll. Another of the skills that you're not that good at. So you will get there, but it depends on, because time is of the essence here. The roll will decide how fast you'll get there.
Okay, and it's only
2 dice.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay. That was unsuccessful.
And I suppose you don't want to take a condition to push that because the odds are so low.
Yeah. So no pushing. She's already angry.
You get there a bit faster. Let's say you get there in 40 minutes instead of an hour.
Okay.
But if you would have succeeded in the riding roll, you would have gotten there in like 20 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
You arrive at the manor. There are some torches out there by the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And the manor is built in wood only, 2-story building. And it's, for you coming from Uppsala, it's not that impressive. But you suppose that for most of the villagers who've never left Vimmerby, this manor would be pretty impressive. And it looks like quite newly built. This can't have been here for more than, maybe 2 years.
And she was going like, oh, the old manor.
No, it's not the old manor. It's a very new manor.
Oh, maybe it was another manor. There's so many manors, you know. Okay. Okay. Well, she found her way though, which is good. So I guess she asked for directions. So she jumps off the horse and she runs for the main door.
Yeah.
And she knocks. Not even knocks. She like boom, boom, like really.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just like half a minute goes by, and a servant in livery comes and opens the door. Yes. What's this stranger in the middle of the night?
Well, I'm very sorry to disturb you in the middle of the night, but you have to get the one who this beautiful manor belongs to. My name is Charlotte Lind, and I'm a professor at Uppsala University. And this is a matter of life and death, so please hurry.
You wish to speak to Lord Tilgren?
Exactly.
In the middle of the night?
You know what? Never mind. Just show me the library, please. Yes, please show me the library. This is a matter of life and death.
Okay. A manipulation roll, maybe, to convince this servant to let you in.
I knew you were going to ask. Okay. Okay, what's with the one successes? Okay, yeah, one.
One?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gather that, he might let you in, but you might have to like slip him a little something.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Like, I'm not sure I am allowed, and I'm not so certain what the Lord would think of it. And
look here. And she gives him a sum that is, it's a sum
appropriate. An appropriate bribe.
Two nights at a good bar with entertainment.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh, thank you so much, he whispers, and leads you into the library, which is, I mean, it's not, yet again, it's not impressive for you,
No.
But it's...
But she's not like, I've seen better. That's not what she's going to do. She's just very excited and happy to be there. Yeah.
So once again, it would be impressive for the locals, but not for you.
Yeah. To find the right book, to see if the book is even in there, is there anything I can do to because she wants to find a book that says what to do.
Yeah. Let's see
proof.
now. Yeah, I'd say learning. You can roll for learning.
Thanks. That's a good amount of dice. All right. 3 successes.
Three successes indeed.
I get so happy.
You can spend the first success on making this happen very fast.
Yes, that's
if you
good.
Want to,
it's all the essence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
And the other 2 successes, you managed to find an old folklore book, and you quite fast reach a passage on milk hares. And it says that to summon such a creature, you need to find a pinky from a dead child.
Ew!
And it describes. I'm not going into the whole ritual, but it describes like a pinky from a dead child and burning it, and stuff like that. And you also, you indeed find confirmation that a silver bullet is the only thing that can get rid of it. Mm-hmm. And you also find that if you take some of this yellowish goo, the icky goo, if you burn it on a Thursday, which it incidentally is, the summoner of the milk hair will be seen in the smoke of the burnt icky goo.
Fantastic. All right. So, was that all of the successes, or was there one more?
That was it.
Okay.
I could give you one more, but then it will take you like 40 minutes to find it, find this information.
No. But she needs to. Okay. So, riding back to town, grabbing some of the goo to throw on the, because I guess they're already like starting the. Have they already fetched Magdalena?
You don't know how they're going to go about with the lynching.
No. But if that's what they're gonna do, I mean, I guess that they would fetch her and town square or something.
Build a pyre. You didn't see a pyre on the town square.
Oh. Okay. So because she needs to get that goo. We have another better word for the goo.
Yeah, you find a name for it. Troll's butter.
Okay. It sounds so bad.
That's the correct term of the icky yellow goo.
The icky yellow goo. Okay.
Yeah.
Troll's butter. Sure.
And it is indeed excrement from the milk hair.
Yeah. Okay, so she needs to.
And you also, of course, get full. I'm sorry for forgetting about this, but we are doing this live after all. But you also get like the full story of what a milk hair normally would do. It will climb up the hind legs of a cow and like attach itself to the udder of the cow and take a bite and like sucking the milk out, and then going back to the summoner, puke the milk out into a
corner.
They have a special puke bucket.
Okay,
they have a special puke bucket where they puke the milk out.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're said to be super fast, but I think I gave you that info already.
Well, it was disgusting, so cool. Okay.
Yeah. But sure, you probably pass like a farm or two, not too far away from the road. So you could just take a detour, scoop some trollsmör, some troll butter up with you.
Yeah.
Can you just make I'm just thinking there's something you're forgetting here, and I would like to help you out.
Okay, wait.
So make a logic roll, please.
Okay.
Because what I'm guessing is that you're going to bring this and you're going to burn this troll's butter in front of the villagers to prove. Yeah.
It's gonna logic.
Just straight logic. That just 5 dice.
Yeah. Okay. One success.
Yeah. So if you come into town, they're about to burn a witch, and you come into town and say, "No, it's not her. Look at this." And you bring some icky yellow goo and you burn it, and there's a person showing in the smoke.
Yeah.
What are they likely to think?
That I'm a witch.
Yep.
Okay. So she has one thing. She has a thing that is made up. Can she make somebody else make silver bullets from? Because she has a silver cross. Can she? She
could have gotten the smithy to.
Yeah, but I forgot. I forgot about it. Sorry.
Yeah, he's kind of antagonized now. If you solve the mystery, if you manage to find some proof, maybe you will be able to convince him after that, perhaps, and then you can go milk hair hunting. But what you need now is proof that it's not the witch.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what can she do to find proof? What can she? Where hasn't she looked for clues yet? Where hasn't she looked for clues yet? And she starts to realize in the back of her head, like, yeah, where did this all begin? Where did my story all begin?
At the lake. Yeah, maybe there's some clues at the lake, but the question is time. But yeah, maybe some of the good kinds of Vaesens will help her if she goes back to the lake when everything started 50 years ago.
Maybe.
Oh.
You can make a learning roll.
Cool.
She hasn't dared ponder this in so many years, but now that her back is against the wall, she's backed into a corner. She needs to try and go back to see like what really happened back there. What happened?
Yeah. So 2 successes. What will that give me?
Well, there are 2 kinds of Vaesen that are generally associated with water. There's the neck, or näcken, as we say in Sweden. Yeah. The fiddler who sits naked.
Yeah,
neck means naked. Who sits naked by a stream or by a lake or something.
He also looks very
good.
He looks very good. Lured the young women into the lake.
Yeah, and lured villagers into the lake by playing music. It's kind of a Pied Piper thing going on. Yeah. People being enchanted by the music and then dancing all the way down into the lake.
And his looks. Yeah.
And the other one is kind of a Lady of the Lake Vaesen, which is called sjörå.
Sjörå. Try to say that. Sjörå.
Sjörå, yeah. Which is a Vaesen similar to the skogsrå, the forest rå, which is a creature that lures people into the forests, never to be seen again. It's a beautiful woman in the front, and then the back is just a hollowed out rotten tree.
I didn't know that about Rå. I didn't know that. I thought they were all beautiful everywhere.
No, they're beautiful. Their front is beautiful, and then as soon as they turn their back on you, they're all just like a rotten hollow stem of stem of a tree.
Talk about catfishing, like, hey, what's up? And then like,
Talk about that turn off.
Yeah, it's like, you like me? Yeah, you like what you see? Like,
And the Lady of the Lake is kind of the same, like very very fair, and from the front, and then the back is just hollow.
Okay.
Yeah, so it could be one of those Vaesen, and the Näcken would be hard to get information from, but if it's a sjörå, like the Lady of the Lake kind of thing, then like giving her gifts like a mitten or a sock or some food might convince her to become friendly and allow you to fish or allow you to,
She needs to be bribed, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She can be bribed.
Good. So that's what she would like to do. But she only, she has like her umbrella and the silver cross. The silver cross is very valuable to her.
No, not metal. You can't approach her with metal. She'll just disappear.
So the umbrella it is.
You have to leave the silver cross. No, I told you. Mitten, sock, or food.
Mitten, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, she has a sock on.
Yeah, she wears socks for sure.
What's wrong with you?
Because it's an autumn evening, so she has like woolen socks on.
Yeah, she's like, here you go.
Sure. Okay, so taking a detour to the lake then, which is incidentally quite near the cabin of the old crow, Magdalena.
Mm.
It is. But it's difficult to find your way there. But you do, and you've lost track of time. You have no idea if you're early or if you're late, but you suddenly halt the horse and tie the horse to a tree, because you see from the faint light from the stars and the sickle moon that has appeared in the sky, you see a very, very like fey vision of the lake from your childhood where you almost drowned. And all at once, it all comes back to you.
Okay.
You're 7 or 8 years old. You're standing by that lake, and you want to go for a swim. Your old cabin isn't all that far, and you want to go for a swim, and you see a beautiful woman sitting there naked by the bank of the river. She smiles at you, and she beckons to you to come to her, and you're enthralled by her beauty. And you take off your clothes, and you go to her, and you jump in the lake, and you play together for a while. And then she says, she tells you that you should go deeper. And deeper and deeper. And you swim down under the surface. You dive down with her. And you're there, and you look up with your eyes, and through the muddy lake water, you see her smiling at you. And your air, you don't have enough air, so you want to go up for air, and then you just feel a firm hold on your shoulder, holding you down.
Okay.
And you try to shake loose. You try harder, but the firm grip is so hard. It's so hard. And you start to breathe water. And you think that this must be your final hour.
Yeah.
And as you start to give up hope, as you start to think that, okay, I'm gonna die now. Will I go to heaven or to hell? There's a splash. You feel the water around you moving, and you feel the grip loosening, and 2 hands gripping you and pulling you up. And in the dim light, as you go up towards the surface, you see the silver cross in front of you, hanging from the neck of a girl in her later teenage years. And she pulls you up onto the bank and gets the air out of your lungs. And while she's doing that, you see the silver cross just like a pendulum rocking back and forth as she's trying to push the water out from your lungs. And you vomit out the lake water, and you look up and you see, now you see, she's aged 50 years. But the eyes are the same. The old crow from the cabin. That's her eyes. But on a teenage girl. You can't go swimming in the lake. It's dangerous. Not this lake. And she carries you to her home and lights a fire. And it looks like she's living by herself. Though she's just maybe 18 years old. And by the warm fire, covered in blankets, she's warming you. And you see the silver cross around her neck all the time. And as it takes you to your parents the next day, she removes the necklace and hangs it around your neck. And tells you, for protection, child. Okay? Don't you ever take that off.
Yeah. She never does.
And she never did. She never did for 50 years. She never took that cross off. But now she's standing there looking at the same lake. And it's, midnight must be close. And she knows that if she takes the cross off, she's unprotected.
Yeah.
But she also knows that if she wears a cross, the Lady of the Lake will never appear. What do you want to do?
She needs the help from the Lady of the Lake, but at the same time, of course, she doesn't want to take it off. But in order to help Magdalena as she once helped Charlotte, then she takes it off, and she puts it on the ground beside her, and she awaits the Lady of the Lake to appear. She's very stressed out.
I mean, you're quite far away now. You probably need to approach it because you're quite far away. You only see it dimly in the far distance.
And she walks up to the lake then, even though it's. I mean, she's torn between the feelings of what to do, and she's also very angry still at the whole situation, the stupidity of the people who wants to kill Magdalena.
Okay, so you're approaching the place where you almost drowned and where you have had a very supernatural event occur, and you know that there's probably a Vaesen somewhere there in the lake. I needed to make a fear test. Okay. So in this case, that means you roll for your logic. That's 5 dice.
Yes.
So you roll for you make a logic roll. You need to pass this to be able to approach the lake at all.
No successes.
No successes. You can push this roll by taking on another condition, perhaps frightened, if I may.
Yeah, that would be very fitting.
Suggest.
So yes, that's what I do.
So she becomes very, very frightened, and you may push this roll once, and let's hope you succeed.
Yeah, with one small.
That's all you need. You only need 1 for this.
Okay.
There's a list in the book on like if you need 1, 2, or 3 successes, and for this kind of Vaesen, you only need 1 success. So you approach the lake, and out from the lake comes a sjörå.
Ja, sjörå.
Sjörå kommer upp ur sjön, bara sådär va. That was Swedish. Up from the lake comes this sjörå, and you're back.
I am back. You remember me?
I remember everything. I remember how your father took me down here to the lake. I remember how he put his hands around my neck and how he strangled me till I died and then rolled me into this lake, making me what I am now.
So, this is news to her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Charlotte she's very afraid and she's bewildered. Like, this piece of information just give her the chills. Her father was always this great guy to her, and she can't believe what she hears. But also she knows that the Vaesen, they don't lie like this. She also connects the dots, like, okay, so if my father did this, then maybe this was the revenge to try to get me to drown. So she doesn't know what to say. She doesn't have a comeback to. She just looks very bewildered and afraid.
Have you come to swim with me once again?
I have come to save my friend. I have come to save Magdalena. You know who she is.
I have heard of the old crow.
Her name is Magdalena, and her life is being threatened by the villagers. She needs help, and I need to prove that she did not summon the milk hare. Please, if
Milk hair, yes. I've seen it running back and forth between the farms.
yes. Do you know who summoned it?
I do not own that knowledge. But you can easily find out if you cut across in butter made from that milk, which the milk hair has puked.
Well, I have
Then the
some.
butter will bleed, and the summoner shall thus be revealed.
Oh, well, if you help me with this, is there any way you could help me with this?
I have helped you. I've given you the tools to find who summoned the milk hair.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for this.
You will return after it is done, will you not?
I think it would be a very bad idea to do that. But
You start to feel a pull. You start to feel a pull into the lake.
yeah.
You will come back after it is done, will you not?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. I will be back, but I have to go now, okay? And she,
In your heart,
yeah.
in her heart, does Charlotte feel that she will return?
Yes, but she's very afraid because she understands that she will eventually have to pay for what her father did to this.
So you will return.
Yeah, but she's very afraid, and just to admit that to herself. But yes, she will.
Okay. The tug from the lake releases.
Best of luck till we meet again.
Yes. And she rushes up to where she put her silver cross, and she puts it on again. And she has some of the troll butter with her. So troll butter, it is. The people, where are they gathered? I mean,
You
where
have no
are
idea.
they?
You're in the middle of the forest.
Is there any way I can find out, like investigate where they are?
You have no idea. You have no idea. But it's closing up on midnight, and I mean, you still don't know who the culprit is. You don't know who summoned the milk hair.
No, but if she cuts the cross and it's, she will know more.
Yeah. Are you gonna run around from house to house doing that?
But she has.
Hey, I just need to borrow your butter.
No, but she has troll butter. She remember she took some. She has some with her.
No. The thing called troll butter is excrement from
But this is something
the
else.
it's poo from the milk hair. What you need to cut across in is butter made from the milk that the puke hair has puked up.
Oh, how advanced is the? Okay, yeah. Okay, so she has to go from farm to farm, like, hey, can I have some butter?
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
Unless
what? Sorry.
Unless you.
Oh, come on. It's very warm in here. Okay.
You know how to find out who did it.
Sorry?
You know how to find out who did it. You have that information.
Oh, I don't remember.
Why did you save the poo?
Because she wanted to put it on the fire so it could be so she could see in the smoke.
Yeah.
Then
Why
she does
don't you do
that.
that?
Yeah, but okay, sure. Oh, sorry.
Charlotte is a very logical, very intelligent woman. So she would know this. She would remember this for sure.
Sure. You're saying that
Annalie, no. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Oh well. Hey. So she does that, and she sees the smoke.
You start a fire, and you burn the troll butter, and in the smoke there appears a man with very fine clothes,
Mm-hmm.
a uniform even.
Huh? This guy from the manor.
You haven't seen this guy before, so you're not sure, but you're guessing not a lot of villagers would wear this kind of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
So I guess that is him. So she goes.
Where does she go?
Up to the manor, I guess.
To the manor? Okay. She rides to the manor. You know you won't be able to ride there and back before midnight, so that you're aware of that, Anneli.
Okay.
Okay. You're riding to the manor. Now it's past midnight as you arrive there.
Yeah.
For sure. Yes. The manor is there.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Good. That didn't move. Well, she wants to, but it's really hard to just bang the door in the middle of the night, be like, "Hey, I need some butter. Also, I need to see if what will happen to you." So let me think. Because she wants to save her friend but she wants to save her lifesaver at the same time. So she needs to prioritize here.
Well, that's probably too late because it's past midnight.
Yeah.
And as you go up the stairs to the manor, you see that there's light coming from northwest.
Yeah, she follows the light.
Looks like you follow the light.
Yeah.
But it's very far away. I mean, you see it because it seems to be an enormous fire.
Yeah.
Miles away.
Okay, so maybe there is time, she thinks to herself. And she...
So you want to ride back again?
She wants to save her friend. She wants to try,
that's probably too late.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that, does she?
Okay.
She sees the fire and she...
Well, they said we're going to burn it at midnight. Of course, maybe that didn't mean 12 o'clock sharp, but...
Exactly. So yeah. Yeah, she wants to ride there. She wants to at least have the chance to I mean, because she cares more about Magdalena, who saved her once, she cares more about her than the whole village and their problem. She's very afraid and she's angry and she's not thinking that straight. She just wants to see if there's anything she can do, even though it might be too late.
I'm going to make a hidden GM roll here.
Okay.
Charlotte rides northwest. Basically back exactly the way she came. But now it's easy to orient herself because there seems to be an enormous fire that she can follow north. And she comes. The more she comes closer, she realizes that the fire is probably at or around the cabin of Magdalena.
Yeah.
And she comes closer and she sees 50 villagers standing in a ring around the cabin, which is on fire. And it's an enormous fire by now.
Well, she rides all the way to them, and she jumps off the horse, and she shouts, "Magdalena! Magdalena!"
The people look at you. They're mostly male. There are some women here and there, but mostly male. They all look at you. They all look at you.
Yeah, of course they do. And she says,
there's no reply?
No. "Magdalena, where are you? Where is she?"
Magdalena? What are you talking about? What are you doing here? Who are you?
Where is the crow? Tell me.
She's burning. He laughs and points at the cabin.
Yeah. and she's just so filled with rage and fear, and she just starts screaming at them, and he's like, how could you do this? It's not her fault that the milk hair came here. Why in the world did you do this? How could you do this to an innocent woman?
She's a witch. She's a witch. We had to burn her. She's a witch. She brought this curse upon us.
Oh, yeah. Well, she keeps on screaming that
the only way we'll be able to survive is if she dies.
But you're wrong. She's not the one to blame for this. You are so wrong. What you did is it's I don't even and she starts crying, and she's just in a very, very bad place. She tries to say that it's the man in the manor, that it's him who summoned the milk hair Vaesen. But I guess nobody's listening to her.
Master Tilburg? Oh, why would he?
Of course you laugh, you uneducated, stupid villagers. Of course you laugh at me. I'm a professor from the University of Uppsala, and this is caused by him summoning the Vaesen, the milk hair. And you killed an innocent woman for this. A woman who was a hero, a woman who saved me when I was a kid drowning.
Many of them have stopped paying attention to you. They're basically just here to see that the fire doesn't spread to the rest of the forest.
Mm-hmm.
By now, and some of them are walking off. Is there something you want out of this interaction, or is it just like her acting out her emotions of frustration?
Frustration. She already,
okay.
Yeah, she decided to turn her back on the village. They treat Magdalena like this, and she just, what she wants to do right now is just go back to the lake.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Charlotte Lind goes back to the lake, which is nearby.
Yeah.
And the cross?
She takes that off, and I mean, she would like to give it to her other friend, but there's no time, and there's just she is just very, very sad, and she puts the cross on just next to a stone, and hopes that it will find a good owner, maybe somebody who needs protection, maybe a child or somebody who needs protection from other people, and also Vaesen, of course. And she goes down to the lake.
The Vaesen, the Sjörå, the lady of the lake, comes up, breaks the surface, and looks at you.
I told you I would be back, didn't I?
I am sorry for your friend. She was a good woman.
And I'm sorry for what my father did to you. I'm sure you were a very good woman as well. And I'm here to make amends. And she goes down into the water. The water quickly goes up to her waist and then up to her shoulders. And she says, so very sorry for everything. You may take.
So am I. So am I.
She takes your hand, and together you dive down into the water of this lake outside Vimmerby. And after a very short while, people all around Småland heard tales of the enchanted lake which no one dares approach for fear of the two ladies of the lake that lures anyone who approaches down into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is told that they do this out of vengeance. Vengeance against wrongdoers. Vengeance against murderers of innocent people. people who make fast judgments. Okay, that's it then.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
you didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, me neither. This was not the end I was anticipating, but that's how we roll in Sweden Rolls. If something happens, we go with the flow and we go with the narrative always.
We roll with it.
All right. So actually, I forgot to start this whole broadcast with saying that we probably, I mean, of course, if you would have done some things a bit differently, this scenario could have run for maybe another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing with this broadcast is that we were supposed to play a scenario, and then we're going to do a live post-mortem directly after. Yes, Martin. Martin, we have someone joining us in just a few minutes. So we will. He's joined us already.
Oh, wow!
I thought I'd come dressed in the right attire.
Right, very nice. Very nice. It makes the rest of us look like, okay.
Oh, I feel so underdressed now.
Yeah.
I've got to say, towards the end, I was kind of tempted to take it all off because I was expecting it to not quite end so emotionally. I was
Oh
thinking
yes, almost taking off the hand as a yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's very sweet of you. You should.
Yeah, no, that was an excellent game, by the way.
Thank you.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you. Yeah. So what we're going to do is kind of a post-mortem, which is in podcast terms, when an actual play podcast finishes a scenario or a campaign or something, we dissect it. We ask the questions that you're not supposed to ask, and we discuss and dissect everything. So to any of you guys watching right now in the live chat, you can send in if you have some questions or comments or reviews or whatever. We would like to have full viewer interaction by now. And that is also why we have invited Martin, who is one of our patrons at patreon.com/SwedenRolls, where we give a lot of bonus stuff to dear patrons who support the show. And we felt that if we're gonna make a post-mortem, why not invite a listener? So we asked there, and we had many people wanting to join, and we said we can't have too many. So we said, Martin, why don't you join us for this one?
I'm very happy to be here. I'm going to take this hat off because it is blisteringly hot.
I know, right? It's so warm. It's like, oh,
it really is. I've got a three-piece suit on here, and I'm sweating cobs. So
just so you know, I'm gonna in self-defense here. I'm gonna say like every bad decision I made, it was due to the heat because it's so warm here. It's crazy. It's like I'm melting away.
I mean, I don't think there were any bad decisions there. It was. It was a roller coaster.
It really was. Yeah. And of course, it gets even hotter because we can't have any windows open because that's in sound, so it destroys the sound. So everything, all the ventilation, everything is just shut down, shut off.
But at least, I mean, this is kind of normal, but when you're recording something in a soundproof studio, as I usually do, that's even worse because you can't have the AC going. So it's like, oh.
Yeah. It's I might have to unbutton this jacket as well, actually, so I don't faint on screen. I mean, how do you want to start then, Andreas?
Oh, yeah. Well, how do I want to start this? I think we'll take questions from the listeners after a while. I'm going to try and keep track of the chat and write down if we get some questions. And if I forget anyone, any questions, just shout at me because I
had a question, actually.
Yeah, let's start with Martin. Let's start with like what do you think of the scenario? What do you think of, everything? And then questions from you, okay?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the scenario was really good. I really like that you used the Horror Role, because I know it's out of the Vaesen book.
The art book. It's a list of creatures. Art book. It's not in the game, but it's in the art book.
It's not in the game. I quite like that, the nod to the original book.
The same with the milk here, actually, as well. It's in the art book, but not the game.
Yeah. I like that, and I kind of like the way that all played out. That it was linked into Annalie's character as well, and there was, I noticed that you earlier in the stream you dropped his name as well, Tilgren, I think it was. You dropped it in an offhand way, just like one of the characters said something like, "Oh, it's not like I'm him." And I was like, oh, that's a bit of a strange. And then later on, then it starts to kind of come back to it. And it's, but as a viewer, I think this is a big thing about games like this. As a viewer, you pick up on those things.
Yeah.
As a player, sometimes you're so invested in everything that your character is supposed to be thinking that when there's an offhand remark, you're like, oh, okay. And then you just keep going, and it's. I think there's an interesting dynamic there where, Annalie's maybe worrying about what her character should do, whereas we're going, look at that.
Yeah, because we all know if an NPC has a name from the beginning, it's an important NPC.
Yeah.
If it's an NPC where the game master goes, his name is Frederick, then it's not an important NPC.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, I really liked the character as well. I've got to say, Annalie, it was it was such a difference from Alira as well. So different.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. When you first started doing that voice, I was like, yes, I am sold on this character. Definitely.
Thank you.
It was very good. So I don't know. Is that I'm trying to think. You know what? I actually made some notes.
You may use if you have them.
Amazing.
You know what? Do you know what I actually did as well? I wrote down whenever you did any rolls, so I know how many rolls you did.
Oh, and I did wrong with the rules. You mean?
Every time a roll was made, I recorded what roll you made and how many successes.
How many
you got.
rolls were they?
Oh, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 2 pushes. Which you took the angry and frightened conditions. So yeah, and of course there was the hidden gem.
Oh, you spoke at the same time there, guys.
Sorry. I didn't know how long the conditions were going to last. I guess because if, let's say, in other games, you have the condition until you sleep or you take a short rest or something. So I was like, okay, so I guess
you can rest. If you rest and do a scene out of it, you can heal two conditions.
Well, she didn't rest, so.
You could have asked.
Yeah.
So the hidden gem roll.
Yeah.
Phil, was that basically if Annalie would get there on time or not?
No, it was when she decided to go south towards the manor again, even though it was like 20 minutes till midnight. Then it was they were gonna get there. The roll was actually on was Magdalena gonna stay in the cabin and let it happen, or was she gonna try and flee?
Oh.
Hey.
And can we know? Because was she in there? Had they just burnt an empty house?
Wouldn't it be quite a twist of events if she wasn't there, but she was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, what an ending that would have been if she's like, and after a few months, an old lady comes to the lake and joins the other two or something like that.
Oh, dude, that would have been
the 3 ladies of the lake.
Yeah. No, but actually this time it was no. She decided her time was up, and of course she didn't want to burn to death, but she was like, I'm not going to put up a fight. I'm not going to go out into the woods. I'm gonna sit in my rocking chair and let it happen.
Okay, I like that you set it in Vimmerby. It was we've got. My wife's mother lives down in Småland, so we visit her. We visit her quite often down in Mörlunda,
beautiful,
which is kind of further south. So it was nice for me because as soon as you said that, I had pictures. Obviously, not the big signs for Pippi that you pass, but the rest of it, like the whole countryside, the way everything looks. Obviously, there'd have been more forest back then, less kind of tilled fields probably, but that the whole of Småland is like that, and you can imagine. I think from your descriptions as well, you can imagine those kind of spirits. There's so much space around there that they could. It really does feel like there could be something there. You know, there's this like contained wilderness to it,
and shadows are moving, and you're not quite sure what they are. And...
Yeah, it's a great setting, and I mean, you know, the Mythic North is good in the game as well. So.
Yeah, I was going to set it in Western Sörmland, which is a bit west. But then as I researched the milk here, like I went beyond Johan's art book, and I saw that it's actually quite differently. Way up north, the milk hare isn't actually a hare. It's just a nystan. Like when you are... Yeah, exactly. Like a bowl of... You know, when you make clothes, you virka. What's that called?
Oh, yeah, like a ball of wool kind of thing. Or...
Yeah, a ball of wool, you know, that you've rolled up to a ball.
Okay.
While it's down south, especially in Småland, it's a hare. So, and there was no mention of Sörmland. So I was like, okay, well, what the hell? And then I looked at the map. I have it here somewhere. This excellent map from Free League Publishing of the Mythic North. Is it upside down? No. Here. And I looked and I saw that in Småland there aren't that many places marked out, but one of them is Vimmerby, which is of course also the hometown of Astrid Lindgren, our greatest author ever, all times. Creator of so many children's books characters. And I just like, yeah, we got to go for Vimmerby.
Yeah, definitely. My daughter's named after her, Astrid.
Oh, really?
Aww.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
And also, I'm gonna, if someone doesn't have the art book, this is Johan's version of the mjölkhare, the milk hare.
Oh.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, what a ugly little thing.
Yeah. And here we have the yellow goo, the icky yellow goo.
Ugh.
I love the way you're like, I'll taste it.
And there we have the puke bucket, where it pukes up the milk.
So many of the...
Oh, thank you, Doug, for... Yeah.
I think maybe if you'd have known what it was at first, maybe you hadn't have gone in for the taste test.
I
just love it.
Ever, but, you know.
And I was like, shit, I didn't research what happens if you eat that shit. Maybe there's some info on that, but I wasn't gonna pick up a book and start reading as we played.
What happened if you would ingest it?
Yeah. I'm interested actually in Anneli. When you created the character, did you kind of see the whole book and get the choice of all the kind of character background? So obviously, I think the one you must have chosen was academic. Is that right?
Yes, academic.
Yeah. So did you have the whole list, or did you just come up with the character and then find the background that suited the character?
Well, me and Andreas discussed. Like he was like, okay, so what kind of a character would you like to play? And I described kind of what I wanted to do, and it fitted well into the academic. So yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because that's all. I always find that interesting in RPGs when sometimes you have a vision for a character and then you go to the rule book and it's like, oh, something suits it perfectly. Sometimes you need to change it a little bit, but it's interesting to know, because I think people approach it in different ways. Some people people that have been role playing for a long time, sometimes they'll grab the book, flick through and go, I want to play one of those. So it's nice to see that it comes from the other way as well, where people will sometimes create a character and then fit the game to it.
Yeah, because I always want to play different characters, because I want to use as many of the voices I do. New characters, new voices, just to play and see what happens to them. I love getting into characters. So yeah.
Is that a voice that you've? Sorry. Is that a voice that you've used before, or one that you've kind of taken one and changed it slightly from one of your characters?
No, this isn't. I never used this voice in a role playing game before. I used it in cartoons, I guess, but I was actually going for another voice for Charlotte Lind. I was gonna, because I was gonna do a little bit more like this, a little bit with the creaking and stuff like that. But then I just don't know what happened. I guess she found her own voice in me, so that's why she got this. So
Yeah, I liked it. I think it suited the character really well. That kind of almost like breathiness to it.
Yeah,
But
she was a grandiose big woman, so she needs to have some air in it.
Yeah, like out of one of those kind of murder mystery shows from from back in the day. Like it reminded me of a character that you might come across in one of those.
Oh, wow! I've seen
like an Agatha Christie or something like that. One of those.
Yeah, we actually got a comment on that from a viewer.
Oh.
He said that he got a very Murder She Wrote.
I heard about the show, but I never seen it. I never.
There's so much text. I didn't get everything down, but I just got the Murder She Wrote reference about an old author coming back to her old home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, and we also had a comment that one of the I always say listeners, but it's a viewer now. I have to. Two different words. A viewer who said that you looked older as soon as you spoke, the voice. You looked older, Anneli.
Yeah, you have to go into character. You can sit like.
Yeah, method acting.
But it happens. I mean, I always say that because the sound engineers at the studio where I do a lot of. I'm a voice actor, so I do a lot of dubbing of cartoons, and they always say, "Oh, someday we're gonna put in a video camera and just film you because you look crazy when you do some of your voices." So I'm like, no, I don't want to see that because I feel how my face just changes and I stand like this and, like little dudes, I look like this. I mean, hey, what's this? I don't know why. It just follows. The body and the face just follows with the character.
Yeah.
And I think you gave me that as a tip as well early on when we started the podcast, Anneli, that don't just do voices, do the face as well because they go together.
They're so connected.
Didn't you say something like that? I think
that might have been in one of your Q&As. There was something in. I think when you were talking about characters in one of the Q&As.
Maybe the couch conversation. Yeah, I think it was something about that in that. Maybe, yeah.
Not that I listen to everything you put out or anything like that. Of course I do.
It'll be fine if you do. We're just very happy.
I've got a backlog at the minute. Actually, I've got to say, I've got a bit of a backlog with your content. It's coming out too fast.
All right. Okay. The backlog is good because you get to binge listen, and that's that's good.
That's the best.
That's good.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, Anneli, do you have some questions or some thoughts about the scenario, about playing Vaesen, about the game, or about the scenario, or whatever you want to say?
Well, I was prepared to meet more like monsters and stuff like that. And I wanted to get some umbrella action because she had an umbrella. And I was like seeing in my head how she would just grab a hold of her umbrella and be like trying to, it wouldn't be in an effective way, of course, but just a scene to just, it would have been kind of fun. I'm drawn to the comedic side of things. So I'm very,
Yeah. A monster umbrella fight would have been epic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't bring that. I apologize.
Why, GM? Why?
I was waiting for the kind of Illyria critical success on the shove against the blacksmith and him just falling back into the furnace or something. It was, when you were like, you've only got 2 dice. I was like, okay, wait for it then. It's I've seen this happen before.
Yeah. Too bad I made it in a post roll. Otherwise, you would have succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I rolled like 7 dice for the blacksmith because, of course, he's super big and strong, and still I mean, you know this, Martin. I always roll complete and utter shite when I'm the GM. So
I've never known it. I mean, I've known people on bad luck runs, but it's it has to break at some point where you just have one session where you just
Well, nail it.
successfully
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah. Haven't we had that sometime in some game, Anneli? I don't know. Maybe.
We played so many games now the
Yeah,
last
it's hard to
couple of years.
remember. Yeah, it's hard to remember. Yeah.
It's
But as a
never happened
player, I
in
often
Forbidden
roll
Lands.
quite well, actually.
Mm.
And I often
Yeah.
show you the rolls as well, Anneli, so you know
Yeah,
that
at
I'm
first you scream a lot
I'm
about
not
it, and then you
budging.
show the role. We're like, yeah. We're like, that's
We're
good.
not complaining. We're not complaining.
Keep on doing what you do, because
What's funny is that I sometimes roll for friendly NPCs, like like one of the fights against the small dragon in Forbidden Lands, where your friends were like, they were scouting ahead for you guys, and they were like, no, everything seems fine.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a dragon here. Sorry.
Dead.
yeah.
Darn.
But when it comes to Forbidden Lands, I can't defend anything because Illira is just what Illira does. So
Oh, it's just a complete chaos in a scene when Illira is there.
Yeah, she brings the chaos.
She brings the chaos for sure. For sure.
One of my favorites.
I can't wait to start back up again with it, actually. I like everything you put out, but I think because it was the first one you did, Forbidden Lands, it was, I think that's the one that I've got the biggest soft spot for in terms of the characters and the story and how it's, how everything's panning out and how Andreas is like he's got elements of the big backstory, but he's not kind of forcing it on you. It's like, it's there. I like that because it would be very easy with Forbidden Lands to kind of really go with the big story and say this is the only thing to do. But that map is just there's so much. I'm gesturing here because I have the map on the wall of Forbidden Lands on. So.
Nice.
So, there's so much to explore. It's like, why would you just want to do what's in their book? When there's so much more you could do.
Oh, yes.
And we got a question like just a few hours before we started from Krista, like, are you writing the scenario? And I wrote, yes, I am. Because I generally always, we try not to play the official scenarios and campaigns mostly because we don't want to spoil them to people who want to play it. Because if we play it, then we're spoiling it. And with what we're releasing at the moment, which is we are finally going into some D&D, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And we're playing this old computer game called Baldur's Gate, which I guess basically everyone knows about. So iconic. Yeah. And it's and that's so old. That's 22 years old, that story. So we feel that, okay, everyone's played it, so we're not spoiling anything. In that instance, we're playing something that people are curious about. Okay, how would this play out as a tabletop RPG if you're going to role play it, and how would they solve this situation, and how will this strange magic item affect them, and stuff like that.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil anything now.
No, I'm not spoiling.
You know what? I played it back in the day, but I haven't played it since. So it's kind of a jogging of the memory rather than. I don't think I could actually spoil anything because until it's mentioned, and then I go, oh yeah, that kind of thing. But I remember. Feels like a lifetime ago with this year, but Stockholm Comic Con last year when I met both of you, I remember Anneli saying she really wanted to play D&D. So it's like it's been a long time kind of coming, hasn't it? I think I think you've been building towards it.
It was about time. Yeah, and it's so much fun. It's
And we found a way to do it not like everybody else does it, because there are tens of thousands of podcasts that are doing that game. So we want to do our thing, and I got the idea of playing Baldur's Gate because I've played it several times and I really love it. But it's
Coriolis is so much fun. Every game has its own charm, and it's fantastic to just dive into the different worlds.
And I like with the year zero engine. They kind of modify it for each game, but when you come to one of their games, there's a familiarity, which means you can kind of rather than worry about the rules, you can kind of almost put them to the back of your mind and just focus on your characters and really kind of dig deep into them. One thing I would say about your podcasts, I really like the character intros you do, the POV, you know, especially Forbidden Lands, where you do your recap, but it's, you know, it's quite often there's, especially in
POV. Yeah.
Especially in lyrics. And also, I've got to say as well, Dominic's with Nissel, some of his.
Brilliant.
They're
Brilliant
both
stuff.
I mean, everyone is great, but some, when Nissel and Alira get going, they entertain.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah, but it's fun because it's that's what I try to do with all the campaigns. Same with Coriolis, to have some stuff like you said back there. The main story is there somewhere back there, but we're doing our story. We're doing the story I wrote and the story, and as I did with this game as well. It's a back and forth thing because I don't create a scenario and then Anneli makes a character. It's like it's a back and forth. I start with a skeleton of a scenario, and then I ask her, what do you want to play? And we talk about that, and we like create the character together with some back and forth. And then I get some, oh, okay, so maybe she's from there, and there's someone she's known from there. Oh, and when did she get her sight? Oh, she got it from there. Okay, so we put that in there, and it's like a puzzle that comes from, not from my scenario, but from like all of the pieces of the characters. And it's the same with Forbidden Lands and Coriolis, and you know that we try to and also the one shots, because you always want it to matter to the characters. You don't want just like, okay, you're on a mission, you go here, you do that. For it to matter to the characters, you have to involve some of the backstory as well, even though there's one shots.
I think with these one-on-one scenarios as well, like you did the prequels with the characters in Forbidden Lands, you can kind of really dig into the characters' kind of feelings, because you're so laser focused on each other that you know the story. Even sometimes the story can take. You know, at the end of this one, it's like, well, yeah, you know, I could help these people that just burned the person that saved me as a child, or I could just go no. Like, you know, like a person would do, you know. I feel like, you know, that was the natural. So many people, quite a lot of people like to win in RPGs, whatever that means. But, you know, that was a human reaction there to what happened. You know, that person that set you on the path for your whole life has just, like, their life has just been kind of cruelly snatched away.
Yeah.
Of course you wouldn't help these people.
No, that's, I mean, the character always goes, I always go the direction that the character would do. Sometimes it's against everything. It's like, oh, this is not, but it has to be done because that's how the character is. I'm very true to the character. It's important, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm a Patreon for you guys.
The prequels. Maybe we should mention the prequels that Martin's talking about are for our Forbidden Lands campaign, and now also for the Coriolis campaign. We do some one-on-one prequels where we dive into the background stories of the characters. So we often choose a scene from the written backstory of the characters and we act it out. And very often there are none to few dice rolls in the prequels. They are maybe 30 minutes long, approximately. And we just act out one or two scenes that, and I think, I'm guessing that for you guys as players, that when you've played out those scenes, they become much more real to you as player than they would have as just words on paper.
Of course, It's also very fun for us to do it because we get to know our characters even more, to experience these things. So it's very. But also, we have bloopers. That's
we have bloopers as well. Lots of bloopers. Many bloopers.
A lot of bloopers.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's
with some swearing and some.
Some swearing and some really bad jokes. Naughty things.
Yeah, but sometimes when we do our recordings, our normal recordings, someone cracks a good joke in the middle of a very suspenseful or frightening or emotional scene, and maybe we feel that, okay, maybe we should keep the mood of the scene, quite consistent and keep it a bit serious.
Yeah. I
And,
think that
and
happens-
so we
It is.
cut that out, but then we give that to our
Yeah.
patrons instead.
Didn't
It's
that
sometimes
happen with one of? Sorry, you go, Annalie.
no. It's it's a lot of times it's me who just can't hold the joke in because I'm like, I shouldn't, and then I say it, and then I'm like, oh no. so yeah.
Yeah, that happened with, I think, was it Laugh when he had a scene, and I think one of them.
Oh yeah,
either you
One
or
of the
him
scene with
said
the adoptive mother. Yeah, we had to
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
that. Yeah, we got
And it
I
was
think
just
8
one word.
bloopers from one scene. We got 8 bloopers from one scene there
leave
because
the
we
room,
couldn't hold it. It was
leave
so
the-
late. We had started looking a bit into the drinks, and it's
looking a little bit into the drinks, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to leave the room because I was like, okay, I'm leaving. And then I heard them laughing one more time. I was like, hey, okay, it didn't help that I left the room, so I went back in.
Yeah, I mean that's great. It's nice, it's nice to get that glimpse behind the scenes. So it's everyone who's watching, be a Patreon for Sweden Rolls. Do it.
You heard it. You heard it, guys. You heard it. Patreon.com/Sweden Rolls.
Yeah.
And you get music there as well. Music from the podcast, which is original music that I've created. Yeah. And unfortunately, the sound didn't allow us to have music on now. So if we manage to get a hold of the audio files, we will release this this scenario as a podcast episode. And I will add the Vaesen original soundtrack music onto that instead.
Has that gone out to backers, actually, that OST?
It hasn't gone out to backers just yet because I just finished naming the last track yesterday and I put the last finishing touches. So I just today emailed Free League like, okay, here it is. It's finished. Now, if you need to do graphics or what you need to do to fix it. So it should go out to backers very soon. And then Spotify a bit later. I assume that the backers will have some kind of like first dibs on the soundtrack. At least that's how we do it with Bitter Reach for Forbidden Lands, which I also made the soundtrack for. So maybe if we have some time in like the last 5 minutes, I can just play I can bring out the speakers up to really close to the microphone and we can see if we can get some of the music here, or if not, we'll see. But we have some questions here. We have some questions from Christer.
Hello, Christer.
Who asks, will there be more Vaesen? And if so, will that maybe be set in the north of Sweden? And the thing with Vaesen is that we are going to play it. We are going to do some kind of one-shot campaignish thing with it. We're going to have a campaign, but it's going to be more like a Vaesen hunt or a Vaesen mystery, which is like a one-shot of 2 or like 4 episodes. And then another one-shot. But they'll tie together because it will be the same characters and they will belong to the society that the characters are supposed to belong to in the game. But since Matthias will be the GM, I haven't opened the book until very recently when it was when we realized Matthias can't GM this. I have to GM it. So I got strict instructions on which pages to read and which not to read. And of course, for my for writing the soundtrack, it was quite sufficient to just look at the art book and get inspiration from Johan Egerkrans' art book and write some music. And I also got a lot of feedback from Free League what kind of music they wanted. So that's why I haven't looked at it, even though I'm writing the soundtrack for it. But I'm very happy with it. I feel very pleased. But I think people will be pleased. I think it will be very good. But anyway, so that's why I made some mistakes perhaps with the rules, because they're very similar to especially Tales from the Loop, but it's Yeah, we did what we could. We did our best. Right,
Story
Emily?
overrules, I say.
Story overrules. The rule of cool, always, of course. Yeah. And we made Anneli's character a bit more experienced than the normal beginner character, because it's just a one shot. So why make her a beginner character, especially since she was an older lady?
Yeah.
Mm? Okay, and we got a question from, I think it was Phil, but I'm not sure. But he asked, was Anneli, or Anneli's character maybe, aware that the Lady of the Lake was her mother? And there were mother and daughter in the lake. Now, I don't know where Phil got that idea.
No,
I like the idea. I like it a lot.
I like it too. But my mind didn't go there.
No, her mom died later. It would have been cool if, just a few years after her mother died, she almost drowned in the lake. But I don't think I hinted at it being her mother.
No,
I think
we
it was
love the
because of
idea, Phil.
The father link, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it was the father that had kind of put her in there in the first place, was it? Is that what you said?
Because the thing was that I had a lot of hooks, which I didn't know how fast this scenario was going to go. So I had a lot of story hooks that could or could not have been looked into. But if she would have gone to the lake earlier and gotten this information, would have wanted to ask some villagers about what happened. And
but also
the thing was that her mother and father were in love, and they were betrothed, and she got pregnant. And when they became betrothed and she got pregnant, this other woman who was in love with him as well got very jealous, and very Glenn Closey jealous, and threatened to kill his fiance and the baby. So he killed her.
Pleasant chap.
Yeah.
If someone threatens my child, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'd probably not take them down to the lake and strangle them. But those were other days, man.
Yeah, I'll just take her down to the lake, turn her into an immortal creature,
But I can also say that the reason that she didn't go to the lake, one of the first things was that she was hesitant to go there because it was a traumatic experience for her.
Oh yeah, of course. So I counted on you going there late.
Yeah,
I counted on you going there quite late because in a way, even if you had been able to get the silver bullets, and even if you had found the milk care and shot it, the mystery would still not be solved, So I count for her personally, the confrontation by the lake was more of a climactic moment than just shooting a small rabbit,
That first scene, actually, the flashback at the lake was very. I enjoyed that. That was a kind of and it was really good for how it ended as well, because obviously you didn't know you were going to get there, but because you had that flashback scene, it really kind of paved the way. It felt like, I don't know, Anneli, did you feel after that scene that's what kind of made you then push for that choice at the end, because it was quite a moving scene?
As soon as that came into the daylight, that her daddy, that her father killed the Lady of the Lake, then it was like, okay, you take some. That was a kind of an easy choice then, actually.
Yeah. It seemed in character.
Like eye for an eye thing going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Was it something like, if you would have played it again, looking back, Anneli, would you have done something differently?
Maybe not taking that stupid detour, like riding away and then riding back again. But I blame the heat in my room.
It is very warm here in Sweden right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've dropped about 10 kilos wearing
I'm
this.
drinking water, but I mean, it's like water and coffee, but it's like, and I can't have the fan on because it's. So I did that, and I would have changed that. Yeah, if I could go back, I would have been like, okay, not do that.
But then we would have been robbed of that awesome ending. On the other hand,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah. But as you guessed, I mean, you could have gone if you would have done some of the stuff a bit sooner.
Yeah.
You could have. I mean, you could have just taken her away to another cabin and delayed.
Yeah.
You could have convinced her. You would have needed to succeed in some kind of manipulation role, but if you would have, you could have taken her away, and then you would have bought yourself some time, and you could have gone to because it's very interesting because if you cut across in the butter made from the puked up milk, the cross starts to like bleed from like the cuts. The blood comes out, you know. Apart from that, the butter tastes just like normal butter, but just if you just cut like a cross in it, starts bleeding. It's awesome. It's an awesome detail, I think.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, this was a lady who gave her life to learning about different kinds of Vaesen, and so that was her main goal in life, to know everything she could about different kinds of Vaesen. So, wasn't her strong suit, I guess, to strategize planning and stuff like that, I guess.
No, you did great, Anna. You did great. I mean, if it's hard, like especially when you're just one person.
Yeah.
Normally, when you do like kind of a mystery scenario, you get a lot of help from being a group that can discuss and twist and turn things and view things from different viewpoints. It's a lot more difficult to do a mystery clue-seeking scenario when it's just yourself.
But also, I mean, it was the time also. I knew that, okay, we have this amount of time and need to go on because...
That's because I know us. We could have this going for days, and you would have we would have been halfway through the scenario after 2.5 hours, and then just like, okay, we need to stop now. This was the first half.
I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want that to, so I was like, okay, whatever.
I suppose you kind of answered it. I was going to ask, do you, when you're recording something like this, do you feel that pressure rather than when you're doing the podcast then to kind of, this is where we need to be, both of you, as a GM with your kind of your story beats? Do you feel like, right, once I get to this time, I need to have got to this, or do you just let it flow and hope for the best?
Well, GMs wise, I mean, with this gang in Sweden Rolls, it's hard to plan too much at all, basically, because you never know what they're going to do, what kind of shenanigans they're going to be up to. So you have to be a good improv GM to be able to keep up with these guys. Yeah. I think during this past 2 years, I learned some ways to nudge them. And I do have some, like when we do a whole campaign, I have like a few climactic scenes that we will probably get to, and I'd like to have one of those climactic scenes to be in some kind of season finale. And if I do a one shot, we can talk between episodes and say, do we need to speed things up or do we need to slow things down, or how are we times wise? And also when it's a one shot, if I plan for 4 episodes and it becomes 5 episodes, well, it doesn't matter really. At this time, when we're like, okay, we have 3 hours, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Swedish time. That's it. You have to fill it, but you can't go past it. It was a bit more challenging. So I looked at the time a lot more this time than I normally do, for sure.
I was like, because I haven't.
How do you feel, Anneli, about when you do the podcast? Do you feel any pressure, or is it more just like, I'm going to be Alira or whichever character you're playing?
No pressure at all. I just dive into that ocean and I swim as best as I can.
Right. So all the pressure's on you then. Yes.
Yep. It is for sure.
The life of a GM.
I just want to ask the chat, the viewers, if there's a question that I have missed, because I don't have any more on my list. I have a comment, not a question, but a comment that a milk hare can also be called bjära in Swedish. And from what I read, it's actually regionally depending on like where you are. Now, I don't remember where it's called bjära. Maybe that's the woolen balls up in the north, if that's the bjära. But there are different names. From what I have seen or read, I don't think one takes really precedence over another, really. But it has a lot of names, this kind of Vaesen, anyway.
Yeah.
Vaesen.
But I mean, in Scania, in Skåne, there is a place called Bjärred.
Yeah.
It sounds,
Bjärred.
And a peninsula as well.
it sounds like that kind of word that the Skåne, they'd kind of... Yeah, exactly.
Bjärred. Vi ska åka till Bjärred. So yeah. Maybe they had a lot of milk hares there. You know.
Yeah. So if you have any more questions, there's still a few minutes. You can drop a question or two in the chat if you want to, or a comment or anything if you want to. But should we make a try at the music? Try and see if we can get some songs going.
Okay.
Just to see if it's something we can do about it. Okay, so I actually have a song called The Neck. Now, there was no neck, the necken, in this scenario, but I have this.
The disappointment!
Disappointment! I am very disappointed! Let's see if I can get it here. Oh, yeah, I think it's... Oh, it's... So that's from Italian master fiddler extraordinaire David Lombardi.
Okay.
Did you hear it okay?
Yeah.
Well, I think that it doesn't make it justice. The music sounds beautiful, but just keep in mind that this doesn't make it justice. So
Yeah, and I have a fighting song for fights and battle. When you bring out your umbrella, Anneli, and start fencing with the monsters.
It's a very sharp umbrella. Yeah.
As all my soundtracks, it's very ambient. I mean, there's not much happening in the songs. It's not songs that you put on and just like listen to and analyze. Yeah. Because it's more like a you need it to be ambient for the background of role playing. Hey, Doug.
Hey, I've been back here this whole time. I don't know. I figured I'd jump on just real quick. I actually have a question for Andreas. Do you have how many tracks are in the soundtrack?
Actually, 14 this time.
14. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. It was a few more than I anticipated or had counted on. But like, for instance, I had done maybe 12 or something, and I realized, wait a second, I don't have a single like up-tempo battle song. So I needed to make this one.
How long does it usually take you to compose these soundtracks? Because I know you've done, like you said, you've done a couple of these now. So, or a few of these. How long does that process usually take you?
It differs a lot.
Does it?
It differs a lot. I mean, this fighting song, it just like the poof, 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 poof. It just took a few hours. Maybe
really?
3 or 4 hours total, I'd say. And some takes 10, 20 hours.
Okay.
Because you just need to twist the knobs and just like fix everything with the sound, and all of a sudden you're not happy with a cello version, and you just have to throw that in the trash and replace it with something else. It differs a lot.
Sure. Have you done soundtracks before? You've done these for Free League? Is this something that you've just done for Free League, or
I have done for the Swedish. There's a Swedish translation for Call of Cthulhu.
Okay.
So that was the first one I got. The first
nice.
one I did. But I finished that about the same time as the Bitter Reach, which was so official soundtracks. The first ones of mine were finished around May, I think. Before that, I'd been doing music for this podcast and for my Swedish language podcast, Tärningen är kastad, The Die is Cast, Alia Jakta est, for 3 years with that podcast. So role-playing music, about 3 years, and soundtracks very recently.
Excellent. And Annalie, you're a professional voice actress.
Yes.
So you want to tell folks a little bit about your background and what projects you've worked on? So that way, because I don't think we touched on that, because you were phenomenal in this session, and people should find out where they can find more about you and where they can see your skills and talents.
Thank you so much, and sure thing. I can show you. I just happen to have in the background of except for this excellent game here. I have. I'm in the Swedish. I do a lot of dubbings for the Swedish cartoons. So I'm in My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and I'm this and also 49 other ponies in that same.
Really?
Yes.
I having a daughter. She's 13 now, and so growing up, like we had so much My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. So that was just, it was on, all the time.
Cool.
So it's very awesome to know that you worked on the dub of that show.
I did, and also I'm this lady. I don't know if you see who it is.
Wow.
Yes, I'm Princess Leia in all animated Star Wars. Since 2015. So this is my girl.
That is amazing. That's very cool.
You have like a contract that you're the only one allowed to do Leia in Swedish, right?
That's true.
You're the only Disney approved.
Yeah. Disney approved.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm very happy to do this. So I'm like, and I do a lot of others. I've done a couple of computer games as well.
Okay.
So in English. So I did the expansion for Half-Life 2, where I got to have a Russian accent. Russian Elena. It was so much fun. And what else? Well, a bunch of things. I've been doing it for almost 15 years.
Wow. So, that's terrific. What kind of research do you do when you have a character that has to have like an accent or maybe like what do you usually do to like prep yourself? Like, do you like listen to a lot of like voices like to like get into like what the character is going to be, or how do you? I don't know. I've never been into voice actors, so I'm just kind of curious as to what the process is usually when you're going to be assigned a role and finding that particular voice for that character.
Well, I'm originally a comedian, a stand-up comedian, and an impersonator. So I always say that I have this like big wardrobe of the different voices, and then I try them on and I fit them and I twitch a little bit and I raise the little pitch a little bit, and then I find the voices. But I always try to sound as much as the original as I can if it's a dubbing session. But also I want to have my own little twist in it. That's what I do. I mean, working as a voice actor for this long time, I have a big closet, a big wardrobe full with
sure.
And also if I can add accents to it, it's even more fun, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's amazing, and I think that's a very cool profession that you have there.
Thank you. I love it.
I guess on that note, we're probably just going to wrap it up. I'm going to tell folks to go check out Sweden Rolls. Where should folks go online to devour more Sweden Rolls content, Andreas?
We're on every podcast player, so just search for Sweden Rolls, and you can, swipe up and down to find the campaign that you like: Forbidden Lands, Coriolis, Alien, Cult, Divinity Lost, or
Tales from the Loop,
Tales from the Loop, Western,
Dungeons and Dragons,
and Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
Excellent.
And we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, social
and
media.
our webpage, SwedenRolls.com.
Very good.
And Sweden Rolls, patreon.com/Sweden Rolls if you want to join our Patreon.
I want to hear all the bad bloopers we do.
Yeah.
Martin, also thank you for joining us and giving a commentary at the end. That was awesome to have you join us and kind of give your thoughts as being on the other side of the screen.
It was my pleasure. It was nice to be here.
I'm going to remind folks that if you would like to pick up a copy of Vaesen or any of the Free League titles, you can go to freeleaguepublishing.com, put in UK GE at checkout. You'll get 10% off of your purchases this weekend while Virtually Expo is going on. Also, I will tell folks that if you enjoyed the session, please hit that like button down below and also hit that subscribe button. We've got more content coming your way and lots more events in the coming months and the rest of the year. Unfortunately, with everything that's been going on, this is how we have to conventions. So I'm really excited to be able to offer this for the Free League community and for everyone, so they can get a little taste of conventions while we can't physically get together. So, all right, folks, thank you so much. We'll be back a little bit later with a session of Alien. See you in a little bit.
See you soon on Sweden Rolls once again.
Bye.